Very good morning to everybody and welcome back to our farm channel. We are Saturday morning the 1st of June, which means that we have officially started the next season. So officially the first day of the next dairy farm season. So yeah, it's been pretty busy. We've been drying most of our cows off over the last week or so. We are still milking around about 450 cows for the next few days, and then we'll dry them off early next week, and then they will head out to winter blocks as well. So I thought what I'll do today is take you guys for a bit of a tour around some of our winter blocks. So I'm currently on one of the farms which is reasonably close to the town of Ashburton in Canterbury, New Zealand. So this block here is well looked after by Harry and Danby, who are part of our team. So they come here each day and shift all the mobs and make sure they're all well looked after, well fed. Most of the cows here, we've got about 335 here at the moment. Most of the cows are over-conditioned, fat, later calving cows. And then we've also got some young stock. So just behind me here are some rising 2-year-olds and some yearlings as well. So all the mobs that are here are fed on either a diet of grass or kale crops with straw. So yeah, most of the cows will stay here right through until about the 20th of July, and then we will truck them home back to Singletree to start transitioning them into the springtime. So yeah, no, things are going really well. It's been quite cold the last couple of weeks, but it's actually quite warm this morning, so hopefully we'll still get a little bit of grass growth over the coming days just to help boost things up. But yeah, all right, so I'll take you around these winter blocks and show you what we've got. Cool. So these are our mid calvers, so they're due to calve at the start of August. They've just started this kale crop here and they're currently on 2-day breaks. So today it's just a matter of walking through them, making sure there's nothing standing off and that they're all nice and healthy. Still got plenty of feed left. So yeah, if you look at this, they've had quite a decent break here and they're certainly not going to be hungry today. I still have plenty of straw in the straw feeder. So yep, I'll just make sure they've got water in the water trough, plenty of power on the fence, and that they all look really good. But they look pretty good to me. Right, so look at the state of these girls. These are our over-conditioned fat cows. So these girls were dried off probably about 2.5 to 3 weeks ago now. So the feed that they are getting is pretty low quality grass here, and the reason for that is that's perfect feed for them. We're not really wanting these cows to be putting any more condition on over the dry period because they are already well and truly at calving condition. So the idea is just to feed them maintenance over the next 4 to 6 weeks, so that they're not calving too fat, pretty much. If we're putting any more condition on these girls when they calve in the springtime, that's going to come with a whole lot of extra health issues, metabolic issues, etc. So yeah, these girls are doing it. Well, the feed's not that great, but they're not doing it tough. They're pretty happy here, as you can see. Alright, just here with our last mob. So these cows here were dried off yesterday. So we dry cowed them in the cow shed and then put them on a truck where they made the trip of about 10 kilometres down the road to this winter block. So I'm just going to let them over onto this grass here and just check them as they're coming around me, making sure that there's no cows that are starting to develop mastitis, and hopefully none of them have any health issues. But they're looking pretty good. Come on, girls. Come on. Breakfast time, girls. Yeah, so I'll give these girls ad-lib straw for the next couple of days. That's just going to help aid in the drying off process. We don't want to give them too much energy because that will just put that energy into continuing to produce milk. So we want them to stop producing milk and putting that energy into putting condition on. Alright, that's the first 4 mobs done, so on to the next one. Hey guys, so I'm just here with Jason.
Hello.
So we have just come down the road. This block here is about 3.5 kilometres from Single Tree, so it's nice and close. And these cows here, we dried these off 3 days ago. So what we have is all of our early calvers, good condition cows. So these cows are already looking pretty good. We don't really have to put much condition on them before they calve. So their diet here is, they're going to be pretty much on just grass and a bit of straw for the next few weeks before transitioning onto some oats. So we will feed the oats last, and then they will probably come back to Single Tree pretty much at the end of June, and then we'll start their transition before they calve back on the home farm. So what Jason and I are doing here is we've just come here to have a really good look at every single cow. Because it's day 3, we're really looking out for any signs of mastitis. So cows that are standing off their feed, not eating, swollen udders and stuff like that. So it's usually about this time when issues start to arise. But it's been pretty good. When we dried these girls off, it was nice and dry. We have had a few mastitis cows in the other mobs, but it was really, as I said in some previous videos, it's been quite wet here in Canterbury, so that made things slightly challenging drying those cows off. So yep, we will have a good look here. Already I can see that they're looking pretty good. They're not being pushed too hard on the grass. Plenty of straw, and yeah, all looks good to me. Alright, so Jason's found this girl here, cow number 790, this wee Jersey girl. So Jason, you want to tell everybody what is wrong with this one?
Yeah. She's like pulling her back foot like that.
So she's got a bit of a sore back foot there.
Yeah.
So she's and she hasn't really been eating today, as you can see. She's got a bit of a hollow gut there, and just slightly lame on that back left foot. So because she's an early calver, we don't really want to muck around with cows like this. So we're going to draft her off now, take her back to the main farm so we can safely lift up her foot and give her the proper treatment that she needs. So yeah, this is exactly why we keep a close eye on all the cows, walk through them each day, and just so that we can pick up anything like this and make sure that they get the treatment that they need. So yep, easy as. car to talk because it's blowing a howling northwesterly wind outside. Yeah, so she's just had a slightly bruised hoof, so that's causing her to go lame. So what I've done with her is we've lifted her foot up, cleaned it out, and she's going to go on her own in a nice big paddock full of grass until she starts to walk better. So yep, no, good that we've picked that up and treated her accordingly. Cool. Hey guys, so I'm just out here on one of our winter blocks doing our afternoon checks. So these girls that I'm about to check were dried off about 5 or 6 days ago now. So they're on the fodder beat here. And I just want to give you guys an example of how we utilise technology on the farm. So I've got my drone here, DJI Maverick here. And so I don't just use the drone to take videos for YouTube. I'm actually going to utilise this technology, put the drone up and get a really good bird's eye view of how the fodder beet crop is looking, having a good look to see how much bulb is left this time in the afternoon, checking for any sort of cows that may be standing off, so checking for the health of the animals. I can check the water troughs. I can pretty much do everything apart from check the power on the fence. So yeah, rather than have to walk right around the both mobs, I'm going to fly the drone over to have a quick look, and then I'll drive up to the fence, make sure there's plenty of power, and then just have another quick look through. But just using the drone just gives that an extra visual check of how things are looking. So yeah, I'll show you how I get that done. So that's my afternoon drone check done, guys. Yeah, so I'm just going to drive up to the mob now and just have a closer look. I'll probably walk through to the fences to check that there's plenty of power on there. So yeah, it's just constant checking on the girls at this time of the year, making sure that there's no health issues. So each of our team that are responsible for these winter blocks, when they shift the fences in the morning, they will walk through and look at pretty much every single cow. And so this check that I'm doing in the afternoon is just extra on top of that. We just want to make sure that every single cow is being well looked after, and that we're not missing any signs that could potentially turn into mastitis or cows going off their feed. So yeah, that's how we use the drone here at Singletree.